What else are you looking for, Bob?
Just checking everything one last time. You can't ever check too many times, so just checking all the fluids, belts. We just replaced the power steering return hose. It's split. Checking it, and everything looks good. So you worry a little bit about the inevitable, that is burst hose. You worry about the things that you can't fix more than the things you can. I can fix an awful lot of stuff, but you don't always have the right parts. And the worst thing would be if that happened up in the middle of the Alaska Highway, 100 miles from the nearest anything. You know, you don't have cell service up there, so I've got a satellite phone with me. I did have to use that on the last trip. Hope not to use it this time, but I do have. I've had people say, what do you miss most out of these old cars? So the first thing you miss are comfortable seats. Then you miss air conditioning. Okay, after that, I'm not a big music guy. I mean, I don't really have radio. It's in there, it does work, but there's no stations. So you miss music a little. I don't miss it as much as most, but I tell you the other thing, cruise control and dependability. So these cars are very dependable, but you still worry. Okay, so I'd say you miss the modern creature comforts more than anything. So how do you handle the boredom? A lot of imagination. I've always had that, planning ahead, thinking about this and that. And as a business owner that, you know, I've built a fairly successful business. You always have ideas you're going through. I keep a notepad next to me. This trip, for a change, I actually have live voice recording so that I can just talk to the microphone while I'm speaking, and we'll be able to address those issues then. So there's still a ton of boredom. There's nothing you can do. And when you get bored and you start nodding off or getting sleepy, I'll pull off. The nice thing is, with these cars, if I pull off, if there's anybody, I guarantee they're going to stop and talk. I guarantee it. Oh, this trip's a little bit different. The last time I drove the white car all the way up there and back, including through the horrible heat of the summer here in the Midwest. This time I'm hauling this car to Edmonton, Alberta, through the first 3 days of boredom and heat. And then I'll get off get the car off in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'll be driving it by itself north from there. I am going to stop at Inland Chrysler Plymouth in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. The first trip that I went, I split a gas tank on the gravel roads, and they were nice enough on a Friday night to reopen the shop so I could put it on a lift and fix it. I'm going to stop in Watson Lake, Yukon Territory. There's a place there called the Signpost Forest, and I have one sign up there that I think says S-Bird 70. Well, right underneath it, I'm going to put another sign now that says Bird Envy. These are old Indiana license plates. I'll tack it up right underneath so that people can see that. I'm going to Skagway, where I had problems the first time. Not problems, but people problems. People kind of ran around the car, and I've already reached out to them. I'll be spending some time there again. There's a hotel I stayed at in Haines Junction. That is just as the Yukon Territory, outside of a place called Destruction Bay. I hope to stop at that hotel. It was so nice to me while the car was, I thought, broken down. I want to stop and get some pictures. I got a lot of pictures the first time. The guys have set up an incredible camera system this time, but I'm going to snap a whole bunch more on my cell phone, and let's hope that works out. Well, the number one thing is I love people, and I love people to see this old car. You know, I want to make those opportunities available to people up there with this car. The incredible vistas I was describing earlier. There's one scene there on the road. It's almost like a scene out of a movie or one of the famous painters. You come over this rise and can see the Alaska Highway snaking through this verdant wave of forest out into the horizon, and the road snakes through it kind of like a Little Red Riding Hood trail. And at the end of the road kind of goes up and over a crest, and that crest is surrounded by jagged tooth snow-capped mountain peaks, and it literally is one of the Western painter's scenes. I don't remember exactly where it is. It's way up there in the Yukon somewhere, but that is what I'm looking forward to, the people and the views like that.